The kuna is a harpoon-like weapon used most notably by Scorpion from Mortal Kombat onwards. Now, according to Mortal Kombat Legacy, Scorpion was a master of the kuna. There are two kinds of kunas. You have the big kuna and you have the short kuna. Don't worry, we will be covering both. Now, the Ninja Spectre Scorpion chose this particular blade as his own favorite weapon in both life and death, as he continued to use it in battle and even slaughtering his foes and anyone who dared to square up with the Hellraiser to get in his way throughout the entire Mortal Kombat legacy. Now, especially when he shouts his famous catchphrase, "Get over here!" as he pierces his opponents with this attack. Now, the weapon has evolved over the years. First, it was the kuna attached to a rope, then with the kuna attached to a metal chain. However, in the Mortal Kombat film continuity, including Mortal Kombat Conquest, Scorpion's spear is a sentient serpent-like being that emerges from a hole in the palm of his hand and strikes at his command. Now, the kuna itself has also appeared as another collectible relic named Scorpion's Spear within the Conquest mode of Mortal Kombat Armageddon. This was the most well-known title for the weapon until it was explicitly identified as a kuna in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Now, in Mortal Kombat 2011, Scarlet has 4 short kunas on her right leg, which she can throw and attack her enemies with in combat. So she used a version of it. By the time we get around to Mortal Kombat X, Scorpion's apprentice Takeda Takahashi used explosive kunas in battle. Along with this, Takeda uses, serrated edge whips with a kuna at the end to pull his opponents towards him to inflict further damage, much like his master Sub-Zero has 10 short kunas on his left and right hips and arms. The Shiryu has 4 kunas on his left and right arm. Boom. Now, when it comes to other things, in the original spirit-based of Mortal Kombat games, the rope attached to Scorpion's kuna will often appear behind Scorpion's hand or even behind his entire body when used. Now, due to the spirit and programming limitations of the very first game, the variation of length would depend on where the enemy has been hit or had blocked the attack. Now, the issue persisted in Mortal Kombat 4, which, while in 3D behaved in a similar manner to the spirit-based games. In addition to his catchphrases, Scorpion's kuna attack was always accompanied by the sound of an object cutting through the wind from Mortal Kombat 2 onward. Now, thus far, this sound effect would be used up until Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. That's the last time we heard it, which lacked a sound effect entirely and effectively replaced with the sound of moving chains from the reboot on forward even to this day. Now, Reptile, Smoke, Noob Saibot, Chameleon, and Triborg has all at one point been able to use Scorpion's kuna due to their origins, and recolored ninjas using Scorpion's moveset, with the exception of Triborg, of course. Scorpion used a 3-pronged variation of the attack after being turned into a cyborg during Mortal Kombat 3. Although the attack was fundamentally the same, Triborg also uses it the same way as well, but only when he uses smoke variations. Now, Shujinko is also able to use the attack as a result of his training under Scorpion, including his own variation of the trademark "Get Over Here," which I thought was a complete knockoff. They should have never did that to begin with. Now, by the time we get around to Mortal Kombat The Journey Begins, Scorpion kuna was fired from an undermounted mechanism built into his sleeve. Rather than spearing the opponent, it's simply wrapped around them like a lasso in order for him to pull them towards him and basically pull him in. Now, by the time we get around to Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realms, Cyber Smoke's version of the attack was changed into a similar lasso-based attack, because for many years, Mortal Kombat fans assumed Scorpion's kuna and rope emerged from within his palm, which we did see in the movies. Now, due to the low definition of the sprites and the widely recognized depiction, of the Mortal Kombat film, where his kuna was in fact a living serpent that spawned in the palm of his hand. Jesus Christ, this man has a lot going on. Now, this depiction did carry over into the films, if we being honest. It was in the sequel, which sequel was that? Oh, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and its spin-off TV show Mortal Kombat Conquest, and was changed into a chain-linked serpent head for the depiction in Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realms. Now, this was finally dispelled during Scorpion's appearance in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, which showed him actively throwing the kunai-tied rope, and was further expanded on in Mortal Kombat Deception, where the kunai is tied to his belt until being actively thrown at the enemy. Next weapon. Okay, so we know an axe is an implement that has been used for millennia to shape, split, and cut wood to harvest timber as a weapon. Now, and as a ceremonial or heraldic symbol, the axe has many forms and specialized uses, for generally consists of an axe head with an axe or halve. Now, in the story mode intro of Armageddon, it is possible to see a dead masked guard's axe laying beside their corpse. The axe can also be used by a created character in Armageddon. Now, Scorpion and Human Smoke also used them in Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat Trilogy. In these games, they are double bit, just like the Battle Axe, with a shortened handle. The long sword is used by Scorpion and Mileena in Mortal Kombat 4. Mortal Kombat Gold and Sub-Zero used it as his longsword in earlier versions of Mortal Kombat 4. So as you see the pictures here on your screen, this is Scorpion with it, and this is Mileena with it. On to the next weapon. Okay, so the ninja sword. Now, the ninjutsu, or commonly known as the ninja sword, is a weapon generally portrayed as being used by ninjas in popular media despite having no real historical significance. It was straight opposite to the curve of a regular katana and shorter to be easily bought during missions. Now, in the Mortal Kombat series, it is used as a weapon fighting style by 3 ninja characters, such as Scorpion in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, and wield a special, a special katana version, which looks like a ninja sword in Deception and in Armageddon by Noob Saibot in Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition, because of him being a palette swap of Scorpion in that game, and by Chameleon in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, though it is slightly different than Scorpion's ninja sword, and its curved blade resembles a katana. Now, although Scorpion carries a long and short ninja sword on his back in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance and Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition, Mortal Kombat Deception, and Mortal Kombat Armageddon, the ninja sword he uses in battle appears to be a third sword, as the existing swords remain sheathed within his back. That's where it is. Next weapon. Okay, so the Mugai Ryu is the art of Kenjutsu and Lujitsu of Japanese swordsmanship, which was founded in 1695, for those of you that don't know, by Gitan Tsukumachi. Yes, I'm serious. Tsukumachi. Now, the primary face of this art lies in attacking with the sword already out of the saya, or the scabbard, whichever one you want to call it. The Mugai Ryu follows the Kajushin philosophy, the philosophy that the sword is not used to kill but to give life, often offered opponents the chance to surrender before being killed themselves. Historically, it's just one of them things that people use more so as a style. It was based on battlefield principles and techniques that basically can hone from the Tokugawa period of Japan, is what I'm saying in so many words, tempered with the teachings of enlightenment of the Zen priests, under whom Gaten learned the ways of the Zen. So it's a whole bunch of Japanese lore and myth and things there. But anyway, let's continue. Scorpion is a known practitioner of Ryu, although the philosophical doctrines are opposite of most Scorpion mannerisms. Scorpion wields a custom katana, or rather a kardorshi, I should say, but it had a straight blade in Deception, making it similar to a ninja sword designed for maximum carnage, as you can see on your screen already. And look, it was just designed for maximum carnage and blood spilling with a razor blade at the end of it, or I should say basically a hand guard, and a serrated blade. Now, Scorpion's katana is also noted for having "Made in Hell" stamped onto the blade, because that thing definitely was made in hell. Take a look at this picture here if you guys want to see some extra details on it. Now, if you look closely, you can see that NRS did a really good job at constructing this thing. Look at the writing, look how much thought, look how much detail went into this, and that's just fantastic if you ask me. But on to the next one. Last but not least, the tanto, which is basically another word for short sword or dagger. Now, it's the smallest sword carried by the samurai himself, meant for close quarters combat. It is also used in Zenkatsujin, the ritual suicide used to regain honor throughout death, also known in the Mortal Kombat universe as a harakiri. That's what they call it. Now, in Mortal Kombat 2011, Scarlet also herself uses a pair of tantos as her weapons, which she uses along with her ability to manipulate blood. Now, in Mortal Kombat 11, it is seen that Scorpion's katana on his waist, Scarlet uses one as well. However, they received an update in appearance. She uses the dagger both as a lethal weapon and as a base to create a blood sword to enhance the reach of her blade alongside the other weapons she conjures with when using blood magic to fight her opponents. Now, she also displays this during some intros and outros. Both combatants use tantos and customizables through games gear customization. While Scarlet's can be customized individually, Scorpion tantos changes based on what katana he has selected. Now, as you look here on your screen, it's actually the weapon that he used as his throw animation. When you throw somebody, he pulls out the tanto and chops you up with it, basically. So that's the end of these weapons. I wanted to bring this to your attention. I want to pass the question off to you guys in the comment section below. Do you think Scorpion has the best weapons in the game? Comment below. I will be reading.